Hi everyone, it's Lisa Mears here, and today I'm going to be making a box card using the brand new Scallop box card die set from Pretty Pink Posh. This was just released in their March release, and by adding some stamps you can make a cute little scene inside of this box card. And the stamp set that I'll be using is the Spring Chicks stamp set, and this is another new release from Pretty Pink Posh's March release. As you can see, there are several chicks. There's some that are in Easter eggs. There's some that are flying. There's also one in a raincoat. There's a few umbrellas, so you can put the umbrellas in their hands. And there's some clouds and raindrops. And here's a look at the Scallop box card die set. When this die set is put together, it does fold flat for mailing, and it will fit inside an A2 size envelope. So here I'm just taking my wire cutters and I'm snipping off the layering pieces. You want to make sure you disconnect that from the actual card base before you do your die cutting. So you can see that there are all these scalloped layering pieces for the sides, the front, as well as the back of the box card. So I used the largest die and die cut some light yellow cardstock. I also took this die here at the bottom and die cut two pieces of yellow cardstock. That's going to be for the front flaps. And then I took the scallop die and die cut white cardstock from all of the scallops. And again, these scallop dies are the layering pieces for your actual box card. Now, if you wanted to die cut your scallop layering pieces from pattern paper, you can definitely do that. I chose to just use white cardstock because I'm going to ink blend on them. So I have this scalloped arch shaped. This is going to be the back of the box. So I'm going to be creating a scene, and my scene, this is going to be the sky. So for my sky, I obviously want to have a blue sky. So I'm adding some of the tumbled glass ink to the center, and then I'm going to add some of the broken china ink, which is a little bit darker blue, and I'm going to add that to the edges. And then I'll come back in with the lighter blue ink, which is the tumbled glass, and I'll just go over where the lighter blue ink and the darker blue ink meet and just blend it together. So for these layering pieces, I'm going to use some green inks because this is going to represent the grass in my scene. So for each one of these pieces, I'm going to ink them up the same way by adding the Twisted Citron ink to the whole thing, and then I'm going to come in with the Mowed Lawn, which is a little bit of a darker green, and I'm just going to add that around the edges to blend together. Now I have two of the rectangles, and I also have two of the smaller pieces there, but I actually end up die cutting off camera and inking up two more of those smaller scalloped pieces because I'm going to include two of them on the inside of the box and two on the outside of the box, and you'll see what I'm talking about as I start putting this scalloped box card together. So I finished my ink blending, and now I'm going to go ahead and glue on these layering pieces. So the long rectangle is going to be going on the rectangle shaped solid yellow piece of cardstock, and I have two of those. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this scalloped arch die cut piece to the top of the large yellow card base. And then I'll add these other two smaller layering pieces to the other two flaps. But I'm going to also bring in a little bit two more of those pieces and add to the outside, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. So the rectangle pieces have some score lines on the right and left side, which I am just folding on both of those panels. And then I'm also folding the flaps on the large box die cut piece. And you can see that one of the rectangle panels goes right in the front, and it will hook on or attach to the sides of the larger box card die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the front of each one of the flaps on one of the rectangle pieces. And if you wanted to use double-sided tape, you can do this as well. I'm just going to line it up to the side flap of the larger die cut piece. I'm just going to hold it together. My glue dries pretty quickly, So I'm just pressing it together and it will dry very quickly, so I won't have to worry about it falling off. And then I'll add glue to the other top part of the flap and add it to the other side of the box card. And now I'm bringing in the other two layering pieces. These pieces will go on the outside of the box card. So I'll add one to the left side and then I'll add one to the right side. I'll take my last rectangle piece and add glue to the top of the flaps on each side, and I'll be gluing this right on the inside of my box card. So I'm just going to put this right on the inside, and then I'm going to press the flaps against the sides of the box card. I'm going to stick my fingers up on the inside of the box card and just press the flaps against the side of the box card. And you can see that the box card will fold on either side, so it'll lay flat for mailing. Now I'm going to do some coloring for my stamp set. I went ahead and stamped all of the images out on some Bristol smooth cardstock, and I'm going to color them up with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens. And this is going to be some really simple coloring. All of the chicks will be colored exactly the same way, so I'm going to add my yellow marker along the edges and just use the blender to blend that yellow out towards the center of the chick. I also used my orange color for the nose, and I added some pink to the cheeks using the Sugar Almond Pink. For the shell, I added some of the peach pink color along the top edge and used my blender to blend it out, and I'm going to do the same thing with the shell on the top of the head. Here's a little bit of a closer look, adding the yellow all along the edges, and then just taking the blender, and I'll be blending that color towards the center to go from a dark on the edge to a light in the center of the chick. I'm just using my blender marker, which has a blending solution inside, to do the blending. You can also use a water brush or a paintbrush dipped in water. Just make sure that you tap the edge of your paintbrush out on a paper towel to make sure you don't have too much water when you're coming in and doing the coloring. So I just added some orange to the nose, added some of the Sugar Almond Pink to the cheeks, and here I'm coloring up the rain boots with the dark gray and then adding the blender to have a little shading. So I want to let you know that this card is going to be part of an Instagram hop where Pretty Pink Posh is putting on this Instagram hop. So if you want a chance to win a gift certificate to the Pretty Pink Posh store, you can follow along on Instagram for that hop. All you have to do is go to my Instagram page at Lisa Mears Designs and find the picture of the post that has this box card, and you'll find all of the information regarding the Instagram hop in that post. So this little chick has a raincoat, and the raincoat I colored in the light violet color. And then I have these three little chicks that are connected with the Easter eggs that are broken. So I'm using the light violet. I'll also be using the peach pink. And I'm also going to be using the turquoise green on all of these eggs. Now, this set of eggs I'm not using in my card. Actually, for my scallop box card today, I'm only using 3 chicks. All of the chicks on this stamp set don't fit in my box card. So these 3 chicks I actually used on a card that I made in a previous video using all of the layered stencils from this Pretty Pink Posh release. So if you haven't seen my video where I used all of those layered stencils, make sure you check that out, and I will link it at the top right corner of this video. I'll also link it in the description box below, as well as the unboxing video that I posted with all of the products from this release. I will link that video as well. And if you haven't seen it, I do want to let you know that this Pretty Pink Posh release, it's all about spring, Easter, and Mother's Day, and it has some really fun products. So this stamp set also has a few umbrellas, and these umbrellas are super cute. They're small enough to fit in the hands of the chicks. So I go ahead and color them up also with the turquoise green and the peach pink. And I'm going to use these umbrellas in my card. For the handle of the umbrella, I use the dark gray color as well as the blender. I'm going to color up 2 clouds, and I don't want to have them completely white, so I'm just adding a little bit of blue to the edges and then just blending that blue to make it a little bit softer. And I do the same thing with the puddle of water as well as the raindrops. For the grass, I use the light green as well as the blender. If you're interested in finding out more about the products I use in this video, I will have links in the description box below. Next, I'm going to add this entire box card to my Misti, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on the front that says "Sending Smiles." Now is the fun part where I get to decorate this box card. So I'm going to first glue the puddle of water here on the front next to the sentiment. I'm going to include the chick with the rain boots standing in the water and have an umbrella in its hand. So I'm just going to put glue at the bottom of the umbrella so that it sticks directly to the chick, and then I'll put glue on the back of the chick and add it to the card. Next, I'm going to take the chick with the raincoat and add an umbrella to its hand, and then I will add that to the middle panel of the box card. And I'll put that on the left side because he's looking inward, so that one is going to go on the left side. And then this other chick is going to go right next to him. I'm going to put some glue at the tip of the raindrops and connect it to the cloud. I'm going to have 2 clouds on the back panel. One is going to be adhered flat to the panel, and then the other cloud is going to be raised with some foam dimensional tape. I also added some of the puddle splashes to the front of the card, so I didn't show that on camera, but I did add that there. Lastly, I'm going to add some of these grass patches to the center panel, and I'm going to add them around this chick that is standing up. And that's going to complete this card. I love how you can create a cute little scene in this box card and that you can display it by letting it stand on the table. Think about all of the stamps that you have in your stash and how you can create cute little scenes in this box card with many different stamps. Once again, I'll have product links to all of the products I used in this video in the description box below. And don't forget to follow along on the Instagram hop by going over to my Instagram page at Lisa Mears Designs. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.